Is Apopalypse too easy now? This is a question that people have asked after Ninja Kiwi decided to nerf the mode, bringing it down from one of the hardest modes to being one that's on par with some of the modes in its respective category. Well, I for one think that this is better for the game mode for more reasons than one, and I intend to tell you exactly why, and if you disagree, you can leave why you disagree in the comments. Starting with point 1, aka the concern of the balance of game mode difficulty in BTD6. BTD6's modes are nicely balanced in terms of difficulty, but before its update, Apopalypse easily defiled this balance. This was because of the removal of the 100 coins that you get at the end of every round, which multiplied by the 60 rounds you had to play made it so that you were losing on 6,000 coins. Which may not sound like a lot, but it makes the early game suffering to play along with the snowballing of the never-stopping horde of balloons. Giving the player 100 coins back makes it so that this difficulty is removed from the game, which some have had concerns about. But I also want to ask, why does this mode have to be so difficult? The mode is only a medium mode, yet it feels like the standard has been set for it to be a hard mode. A game mode that's in the medium category being harder than lots of the ones in the hard category is way too misleading for beginner players, and overall just doesn't make sense. However, I want to real quick emphasize something I just said, aka the standard for the mode has been set to be a hard mode. I question whether or not the reason why people think this mode is too easy now is because of how hard the pre-patch version was. Lots of people are saying that Apopalypse should now be in the easy category, excluding the fact that Apopalypse lasts 60 rounds instead of 40 or 30. I feel like this notion forgets the other two modes that are also in medium, which aren't that difficult as well. That being reversed, which is just regular medium, but the balloons go backwards. And military only, which just forces you to use probably the best section of towers in the game. While all these points highlight the discrepancies of categorizing this mode as an easy mode, that's not what I only intend to do in this video. Before my next point, I want to ask you, what is the most unique mode in BTD6? Is it chimps? Is it deflation? Reverse maybe? Any answer is valid, but the problem with old Apopalypse is that if you answered half cash, it makes this answer not as valid. Pre-patch Apopalypse used to be difficult for the exact same reason as half cash, being, well, loss of cash. This turned Apopalypse basically into a baby version of half cash. Now, don't get me wrong, modes can be difficult for similar reasons. I mean, primary, military, and magic monkeys only are basically all challenging because of the limitation of monkeys. But my main concern for old Apopalypse is that the added challenge of reduced cash not only doesn't fit with the mode and what it's supposed to be, but it also adds challenge in a way that's not unique or creative, it's just cheap. You could easily make any mode difficult by adding this into any other mode. It would fit just as well into those modes as it does Apopalypse. It just doesn't make sense in a mode that was intended to be a faster paced version of Balloons where you can't pause around to think out a decision and you had to act fast. It's like if you made it so that on round 6 of Reverse you had to take on Goku himself. Or on double HP mobs, you added a timer for 3 minutes which you have to beat the mode before it runs out, and if you don't, the Ninja Kiwi will ban you from the game. Some have suggested instead of full cash reduction, it should be 50 coins instead, but these suggestions still conflict with the last point. It doesn't matter if the mode only takes 30%, 50%, or even 10%. The idea of forcing a mode to be way more difficult than it's categorized to be by adding a mechanic that has nothing to do with what the mode is about is not a good idea. But what do you think? Do you prefer old Apopalypse or new Apopalypse? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe as it really does help me continue to make these videos for you all, and I'll see you in the next video.